For most of gaming history, the rules were simple. The console defined the limits, and the cartridges followed. But Star Fox broke that assumption. On February 21st, 1993, Nintendo released Star Fox for the Super Nintendo, a game that didn't just run on the hardware, but carried its own. Inside every cartridge was the Super FX chip, a custom processor built to handle the kind of math the SNES simply wasn't designed for. Real time polygon calculations, rotation and scaling, 3D transformations that would have overwhelmed the console's main CPU on their own. The chip was so much more powerful than the Super Nintendo itself that people inside the industry joked that the console was really just a plastic shell, a box built to hold the Super FX chip. And in a sense, they weren't wrong. The SNES's processor ran at just over 3 MHz. The Super FX chip operated several times faster, taking over the heavy lifting while the console handled the rest. It turned the cartridge into a coprocessor, an idea that sounds obvious now, but was radical at the time. By the early 1990s, the industry was already looking ahead. CD based systems were promising more storage, more power, and a cleaner path to 3D. Cartridges were increasingly framed as a dead end, fast, reliable, but limited. Nintendo did not try to fight that narrative head on. Instead, they sidestepped it. Rather than redesigning the console mid generation, they let the game evolve. The Super FX chip wasn't a system upgrade, it was a targeted solution, power added only where it was needed and nowhere else. But solutions like that don't last forever. As the industry moved towards more powerful consoles with standardized hardware, the need for enhancement chips quietly disappeared. Building custom silicon into every copy of a game was expensive. It fragmented development. And once consoles launched with enough headroom to handle 3D on their own, the workaround no longer made sense. Not because it failed, but because it worked. Star Fox represents a rare moment in gaming history, a technological answer so effective that it almost helped make itself obsolete. For a brief moment, the future of games lived inside a cartridge. After that, it moved into the console, and it never needed to look back.